The impact of the Supreme Court's abortion ruling still being felt.
Our work is far from done.
We're breaking down the impact it could have here in Florida. Tragic loss.
I was afraid the windows were going to smash, so I shindied myself up against the exit to the room.
After an Amtrak train derails in Missouri. And a popular South Florida flea market shutting down.
Start from the beginning again, from zero.
Leaving vendors with nowhere to go. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Amanda Gray.
And I'm Jessica Costa. Today's Tuesday, June 28, 2022.
Live from the South Florida Media Network's Biscayne Bay studios in North Miami, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
New steps, new battles. The heated debate over abortion rights is far from over. Now it's up to the states to deal with the fallout. After the Supreme Court's historic decision to overturn Roe v. Wade, laws across the United States are quickly changing.
The question now is, how will this impact the state of Florida? The network's Liana Tarbush has the details.
The fight for women's choices continue when the Supreme Court overturns Roe v. Wade ruling on Friday. Landmark Roe v. Wade ruling upheld for decades to protect women's rights to an abortion. This ruling would drastically change the lives of millions of American women and intensify tensions in a fundamentally divided society. Florida has one of the highest abortion rates in the country. Healthcare professionals have asked a judge to temporarily block the state's new ban on abortion after 15 weeks of pregnancy, claiming that the law violates the state constitution.
We gave resources to all of the patients with other clinics, names and phone numbers out of state, as well as resources that could help pay for the abortion and help pay for travel to get to those states.
In the control center, Liana Tarbush, South Florida Media Network.
Yesterday, there was a rally on the FIU campus to protest the Supreme Court's decision to overturn the Roe v. Wade ruling. Our very own Samantha Gutierrez was at the scene.
As you can see, I'm in the corner of 107th and 8th Street, where passionate college students are chanting behind me against the Roe v. Wade overturn.
Today, everybody met up because politicians like to think that they have a right to control people's bodies. I'm here to trying to promote protections as well. So that is why we're here today, to try to show this corner of Southwest 8th Street, Southwest 107th, that they're also not alone.
Women deserve the right to choose what they want to do for their bodies, and I feel it's something so simple that it shouldn't have been up for discussion or overturned.
The treatment for ectopic pregnancies is abortion. The treatment for
miscarriages
is abortion. Abortion is a medical term. It's not something that should be wielded by this.
It shouldn't be politicized.
Yeah. And I love that FIU, like this event especially, is having an emphasis on not only on the States, but like abortion rights in the whole world for like different women with different levels of privilege.
I'm worried about the current legislature in Florida that is rolling back rights for people with uteruses, where any sort of ability where if I was to get raped or something and I was to be carrying a pregnancy, and I wouldn't want to be living in a society where that could potentially happen.
Reporting in Tamiami Trail, I'm Samantha Gutierrez for South Florida Media Network.
The Congressional Select Committee investigating the January 6th insurrection is holding another public hearing this afternoon. This hearing comes as a surprise, as the committee was expected to take a break through the 4th of July. Cassidy Hutchinson, an aide to former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, is expected to testify according to sources. The committee remains steadfast in its proving that the January 6th insurrection was deliberate. In the midst of these hearings, the Justice Department has won sentences for 200 Capitol rioters.
The National Transportation Safety Board is investigating a deadly train crash this morning. A Chicago-bound AMTRAK train carrying over 200 passengers was knocked onto its side when it slammed into a dump truck yesterday afternoon in rural Missouri. Officials say the gates that should have stopped traffic were not down and lights were not on. At least 3 people were killed and several others were injured. Sweet or spicy? Cinnabon unveils a new menu item to spice up your summer.
That's still ahead, and so is the story.
You never know if you're ever gonna have to experience that.
Springing into action, how a dip in the pool with their dad turned into a day they'll never forget. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
Type 2 diabetes can have a big impact on your life. But how can it be prevented? Well, the first step is knowing if you have something called prediabetes. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org.
If a natural disaster shows up at your doorstep, you can't just turn it away. That's why it's important to prepare for emergencies before they show up. Go to ready.gov/plan to find the tools and tips you need. And make a plan today.
You really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Brave brothers to the rescue, saving their dad from a near-death experience. Today, a father is overwhelmed with emotion, not just because he nearly died, but because his sons saved his life.
Brad Hasig was swimming in his own pool with his 2 10-year-old boys, Bryden and Christian. Hasig was practicing breathing exercises as he regularly does, but this time he didn't come up for air. The boys noticed their father was taking longer than usual underwater. Then they dragged him out of the water to safety. He was sent to the cardiac ICU and he was released from the hospital after 24 hours.
After a 40-year run, a local flea market now preparing to close its doors permanently.
The flea market located on the block of Northwest 42nd Avenue in Opelika officially closes June 30th. Vendors of the Opelika Hialeah Flea Market share their struggle of the need to leave abruptly.
Start from the beginning again, from zero, maybe below zero with the situation, how the country is going now.
Irma, who owns a second store at the flea market on 7th Avenue, shares that not only both her stores are not making much progress, but the devastation she had when she was given notice of the close.
I was on vacation when my friend calling me, she telling me this flea market sale, you have to leave. I say, oh? The same way I got a stomach hurt, I got a headache, I don't feel good. But now they make me spend the money for the other place. They don't have advertising for the other place, no business for the other place.
The long-standing flea market in Opelika now leaves customers with just 2 weeks left to shop and vendors till September to leave the property.
We're trying, I already throw some of my merchandise and the boxes is already there.
With the memories left in this place, it shall be missed. Reporting for the South Florida Media Network, Anya Joseph.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Amanda Gray.
And I'm Jessica Costa. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.